Hello, everyone. Good evening. So, today is February 5th, 2025, 6:15 p.m. Today's topic is in the detachment series only how to detach from toxic people around us. Let's make one thing very clear that just because someone is toxic doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad people. Of course, barring the fact that if they are full blown antisocial personality disorder, someone who's suffering from ASPD, or even if, let's say, if someone is a narc full blown, until they have not been diagnosed, let's just treat it like a toxic person. Because anyone, if you can sense immediately they are toxic or you're not able to vibe with them, you would not unconsciously get attached to them. And even if there are people who are narcissists and who have this tendency to gaslight you, manipulate you, and everything, please, 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 it's a humble request. Listen to your gut. Your gut never, ever, ever, ever lies. So, to define what is toxic, toxic is not someone who does not agree with you. People may choose not to agree with you, doesn't mean that they are toxic. Toxic is not someone who tells you things for your benefit. Sometimes, let's say parents, or someone who shows you the right path, let's say our friends. That is not toxicity. Toxic is not someone if you're going for therapy and your therapist says something which you are not ready to listen just because you are too attached to your own idea of a certain way of perception of things. That is not toxic. Toxic simply means something which is making you doubt yourself, making you doubt your growth, making you feel as if the decision which you are taking is for the benefit of society but not for you. Or anyone who's jealous of you, who comes and who has just comments and commentary to give you the way you are, who's not ready to accept you the way you are. And anyone whom you see is self sabotaging themselves and your value system does not align with them. In short, all of this means anyone who is toxic is at a level of consciousness which you are not at. Let's say you don't like to gossip, but someone is there who's just so much into gossip. Does that mean that the person who gossip is bad? No. That's their way of being. But then their act of gossiping affects you. And that's where it's very important for you to detach without thinking that the fact that I'm not gossiping means I'm abnormal. No, you are just at a different level than them, and that's okay. Neither am I saying it's good or bad, it's not matching. But sometimes what happens is, as and how we grow old, and especially in South Asian societies and in South Asian families like India and maybe Nepal or Sri Lanka or whatever South Asian you do mean, what happens is there is often so much of involvement of society beyond your immediate family that there is no difference between what you are thinking, what is your voice, and what is someone else's voice. So at that moment, I feel it becomes really imperative to know when to detach, where to detach, and if something is serving your higher good or not. So, what I have come up with is two things. Anything which drains your energy, of course, avoid those situations. And second thing is this again visualization exercise which I have picked up from a lot of meditative practices and listening to a lot of spiritual leaders and other practices, which is the wall slash bubble system. Sometimes we are so engrossed and into a situation that we are not able to separate ourselves from others. But believe me, the minimum level of detachment would always be needed, even if you're married to the love of your life and you think, oh, he and me are just one. Nothing is there. It's not needed. But it's so important for you to have your own sense of self and when we say identity slash self, and your own world where it's only you with yourself and no one else. Maybe your higher self or God or universe, whatever you want to call. It's the direct conversation between you and that person. I mean, it's not a person, it's an entity, it's a feeling, it's an intuition, it's an energy. So, when I talk about the bubble system or the wall system, so I do this practice very actively. When I'm alone in my room is a very different thing, but when I'm going to interact with anyone, even let's say my family or at times my mom, or I'm going for a party outside or I'm going to meet a friend of mine. I do this for like 10 seconds. I just make this imaginary wall a very translucent, not a transparent, translucent wall that I will remain unaffected and I will choose to only hear those things which are for my benefit. And then I go and I interact with people. A lot of times what good thing has happened in this is that those things have stopped triggering me, even if they say something which my value system and my belief system is not ready to take, and I think no, this is not the way how it's supposed to be, I just nod and smile. So what has happened due to this is that it has saved a lot of my energy in doubting myself, one. Second is it has made me more acceptable by seeing the people where they are. Of course, I'm not getting this feeling of being a superior being or, feeling that know it all. Oh, I know it all. They are wrong. They are this, they are that. No, I'm aware where they are coming from and I let them be where they are. And third is it has also really empowered me to stop seeking validation. When you are imagining yourself in a bubble and you are seeing that there is a wall between me and them, and this is especially for empaths, if I may say, it helps you from also investing so much unnecessarily for no reason. And it also makes you very conscious and aware of doing something again the next time. So, this is just like a small video I wanted to do. I know, but sometimes what happens is when you create this wall, this imaginary bubble, it can come across as feeling very lonely, feeling very isolating, feeling, oh, I'm all alone. Why am I doing this? Who will be with me? And that's the point, and that's the time when it's very important for you to surrender and have faith and know this fact that you are not the doer. That's the time, it's just a moment for you to observe yourself. Okay, I am creating this wall, I'm protecting myself, and I'm detaching from people. You do not get detached from one person to get attached to another person. You do not detach yourself from one toxic situation to attach yourself to another toxic situation. You detach to detach in totality. You don't detach to attach again. And that's where your freedom lies. I'm not asking you to be rude. I'm not asking you to be dismissive again. All I'm asking you is to be the way you were born, all alone. All alone is a very negative connotation, but without chains, let me put it that way. So that's it from my end for today's video, and I hope you're liking, and I hope I've been able to help in whatever way. Bye, take care.